got some exciting things going. Goldman Sachs is a direct competitor of ours, and potentially one of our biggest clients at the same time.
Right.
You know, it's interesting. It's a love-hate, not love-hate because it's not emotion, but competitive, a cooperative relationship.
One of the things I think about is an American gangster, Denzel Washington. Like, you know, Frank Lucas, that was his character. He built up this huge empire. He went, right street. You know, but his thing was he wanted to cut out the middleman. Right. He wanted to go straight to the source. Right. He wanted to be able to create the value, you know, that he was being charged for.
Vertical integration.
Exactly. And so that's, you know, kind of how I see it is we don't have to pay these big logo companies anymore to provide this value. Cryptocurrency basically allows us to do it in a safe way, secure way, 24 hours a day. We don't have to wait between 9 and 5, you know, and taking off 3-day holidays for Labor Day, Memorial Day, all these bankers out. We ain't got to worry about that. I went into a bank right here, you know, down on Wall Street the other day. I'm not going to say their name. They had one person working. At noon on a Friday, one person. I got so mad. I said, I can't believe it. I got mad at the person that I had to send money to because I said, you don't even take Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying?
You know what my pet peeve is? When you go to an ATM and they charge me $3 to get my money. It's my money. It's mine, not yours. If I was taking your money, okay, it's mine. And I refuse to give you $3 to get my money. I'm the type, I will walk for blocks to avoid that $3 charge. You know, banks are nothing but big centralized digital wallets. You know, most people don't carry cash, you carry digital tokens, that's US dollars and euros, and they give it to a bank and relinquish control of it. Now, after you relinquish control, possession and custody of your assets, what do you get back in return? You get an IOU. Basically a paper or digital IOU that says, I will give you this money upon demand. That's what they call checking accounts, demand accounts. In Europe, and written in the laws in Canada as well, if that bank gets in trouble because of bad investments or whatever, those IOUs can be nullified. So those IOUs that now get turned into equity. Now if the bank was in trouble and its liabilities are greater than assets, and your IOUs, which is supposed to be debt, are turned into equity, it's instantly worthless because there is no equity because liabilities were more than the assets, which is why they're in trouble in the first place. That's why you do not give your assets to a centralized authority if you can avoid it. Especially in Europe, because in Europe, they have negative interest rates, okay? The reason you have negative interest rates is to save the banks. And before they had a chance to rewrite the laws, because it was very dumb of them not to denigrate Europe. I might have to denigrate them. That wasn't a good idea. I have to pay you 50 cents for every $5 that I give you. You know, so there's not a whole lot of incentive to loan money out when you have to pay people to borrow money from you. That's what the banking system in Europe is predicated on, you know, and they think somehow that's going to dig them out of the system. Now, they've had some progress, but that's because they're giving out free money like it's nothing.
Right.
How do you raise rates for negative interest rates, right? There's this concept called duration, which is the amount of time it takes to get back the money that you've borrowed. The longer the duration, the higher the risk, okay? Duration is infinitely long with negative interest rates because you're never going to get the money back you borrowed because you have to pay the person that you lent the money to. So when interest rates go up, the value of that bond goes up in smoke, almost instantaneously, with like a 2% raise. You know, Europe and Euro, etc. So the Euro has a lot of fundamental structural deficiencies, and I even came up with an answer with that based upon Veritas. So go to veritasium.com, not the blog, but veritasium.com, click blog, and I'm proposing to the Caribbean nations, the Latin diaspora and the African diaspora Caribbean nations, all of them, now not just Jamaica, to bond together and use Veritasium to create a common currency. But this common currency has an exchange rate that switches automatically depending upon the border that's used in.
Wow.
That solves one of the biggest problems with the euro. You know, the euro is catered to support Germany and France, the Franco-German alliance. It's destroying Portugal. It totally flips Greece and a lot of periphery. They just can't handle it. They don't have the same linkages as the big economic powers. When these companies go bust, the big ones have to bail them out, okay? And then there's the IMF and the World Bank and what happens in global politics. I'm not going to get into that, but I personally wouldn't want to take a loan from them. So we seem to have a problem. We seem to be unloved by the majority of the exchanges. There are 2 exchanges that do it. There's Delta, which is a decentralized exchange, which means you can list the token yourself, which is what we did. Interestingly, we listed it, and within 48 hours, within 24 hours, we were the top trading token on there. Currently, we're about 97% of the volume on Delta. So Delta is basically a front end for Veritasium.
Right. Wow.
And that, the guy lives on the Upper East Side. He came by the offices. I talked to him, wanted to meet him. If you go to CoinMarketCap, you click Veritasium, and you click markets or exchanges, it lists, everybody that trades it. Okay. If you buy in bulk, so if you're a proven user and you want to buy in bulk, you can still buy directly from us. Okay, so minimum, I think, like $100,000 worth, you can make a purchase directly from us.
The people that know of you know that you're pretty well known for predicting, pre-recession collapse of Bear Stearns, Lehman Brothers. What I wanted to ask, given your insight and the market today, Dow Jones all-time high, Bitcoin all-time high, Ethereum tipping on the scale. How, even with these big logo companies on these buildings right behind us you just mentioned, what prediction do you have for the market today between 2017, 2018, between crypto and industrialized?
Well, the public crypto networks are going to take over. Most of the how do I put it? Most of the Fortune 500 companies and other companies who say we're embracing blockchain, we're building out, or following buzzword marketing. And then you have technology providers, we're giving them to them, of course, you're going to make money. But they're running off in the wrong direction. Perfect analogy was the internet. When the internet first came up, it was for nerds and child porn and blah blah blah. And then when they, and then when they got the hang of it, they said, "Wow, there's something here." So we're all going to build intranets. Okay. I mean, why are they building intranets? Because technology vendors selling the internet. It uses this technology, which is brand new. The problem is it's off in the wrong direction. The power of the internet is the fact that it's public and available to everybody. So you don't take this public technology, this autonomous technology where you don't need other people to gain access, and make it heteronomous where you do need other people to gain access, and then seal it off. Every company built internet, someone paid a ridiculous amount of money to make many fairly useless internets. And the first thing you did when you spent your $600,000 to build a corporate internet, or $6 million, Ethereum, Bitcoin, all the public internets, they are powerful because of the network effect. Metcalfe's law. The more users, the more valuable it is. The more valuable it is, the more users want to get on. The more users want to get on, the more valuable it is. That tool, right? Pass it on. I want everybody to have the same tool. You're doing the same thing. Once that catches on, public crypto platforms are going to explode and take over. You feel like the internet is pervasive? You see nothing. Internet is transfer of information packets. The crypto platforms are transfers of value, Veritasium or conditional intelligent transfers of value that can be programmed to do whatever your imagination comes up with.
But when you just break it down and understand the value you're providing and transmitting research, incremental marginal research to these huge institutions, you're basically taking the most valuable thing they pay for, making it a commodity and putting it in the hands of anybody and saying you can profit off Goldman Sachs, and them meeting their next, Q3, forecast that's going to be worth billions of dollars to Wall Street. That's pretty impressive. That's an amazing opportunity. This has been awesome. Thank you so much, sir.
No problem.
Do you guys